You talking to me? You talking to me? I was trying to work on my Robert De Niro impression. I think I'm failing. So The Irishman is a new movie directed by Martin Scorsese, and Martin Scorsese is back, and this movie stars Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, and the legendary Robert De Niro. And this movie is a biopic of Irishman, hitman, Frank Sheeran. This movie is pretty much like a detailed story of revolving around the mystery death of Jimmy Hoffa. And we have our movie, The Irishman, and I gotta say that The Irishman was an impressive movie. This movie is 3 hours and 25 minutes long. I just want to talk about that. But yet, when I was watching this movie, I didn't feel like it was 3 hours and 25 minutes long. I actually felt like it was shorter than 3 hours and 25 minutes. The main thing that really got to me, that makes me feel like give this movie high praise, was its characters and this dialogue. The script did a fantastic job revolving around each character. Joe Pesci had a phenomenal performance, this groundbreaking performance, and Robert De Niro had a groundbreaking performance, and Al Pacino, who plays Jimmy Hoffa, played a great character, and he had a phenomenal. They were all legendary. They were at their highest point, and one of the things I just have to talk about was the de-aging effect on the characters. Like, they use like de-aging effect on Joe Pesci's character, they use a de-aging effect on Robert De Niro's character, and I thought it would be like a distraction for a second, but actually the de-aging effect actually became the one of the best things about the movie, because there are some moments where it kind of blended into the screen where I didn't really notice it at times. Most of the scenes is like very slow in that manner. Like, most of the scene structure is basically revolving around dialogue and not much of action sequences. There are some few bloody scenes that Martin Scorsese does in most of his films, but it wasn't a lot of it. Just like maybe like 1 or 2 scenes in this movie. One scene, yeah. One scene. Most of it is all about dissecting their characters. Basically, I'm going to be using lots of words about cutting things. They deconstructed these characters to the core. Like, it focused more on these characters' morality, also their sense of remorse, their sense of how they're feeling after doing all these bad things that they've done in the past. And then it flashes back into the moments where they was doing these horrific things in the past, and then you get a understanding of why they had to do what they had to do, and everything comes around full circle. So one of the good things that Martin Scorsese did with the camera work is basically allowing his characters to convey emotion without saying anything. There is a lot of sequences where characters are in a dark room and with perfect lighting, and they're just like brooding, or not really brooding, but showing the emotion on camera, and you the audience can understand how they're feeling and what they're going through at that particular moment, and they don't say anything. It's a very like reserved, older, quiet movie, I could say. This movie is more like a meditation on its characters, basically a analyzation of their mindset, of them dealing with their crime, things that they've done before, and how that interacts with their family, and all the repercussions that happens, and how they reap the benefits of doing the horrific things that have done, but also learning that there's going to be consequences that comes around full circle. And that's one of the beautiful things that the film does with his characters, and that's one of the things that I did to dissect his characters. That's one of the main things that really saved this movie, and that's one of the things I just made me just mesmerized from the performances from everybody, especially the aging effect. So much better than what Marvel did in the Disney films. And particularly, I don't really have much conventional flaws with this movie outside of, the pacing issues. Not much of an issue, but there's like a small little nitpick I had. There is a daughter who's being played by Anna Paquin. She plays the older version of the daughter, and she has some few scenes in this movie, and she's the most important thing to Robert De Niro's character, Frank Sheeran's arc. And there's supposed to be this emotional dynamic between the two, but I just didn't really feel like emotionally pulled to it because of Anna Paquin's character didn't really have much lines. It didn't really say anything, while Robert De Niro was doing all this hard work, you know, emotionally throughout in some scenes. Anna Paquin was just looking emotionless like Kristen Stewart on camera. But outside of that, this movie was a fantastic movie. Literally, I had to say that one of the best of the year at my eyes. So I'm definitely going to have to give The Irishman a Batman-tastic. Definitely a fantastic movie and great movie you should definitely check out. See you guys in the next review. If you like everything you see and you agree, subscribe to my channel and join me in the Batman family. I'll have more Batman-tastic reviews in the way. You have been warned. Till then, ciao.